Right now at 4, a Tonawanda man facing multiple sex charges this afternoon, including child pornography. The latest on the investigation and the help authorities are asking for this afternoon. And construction concerns, the massive project underway, and the detours you need to know as bridge work begins on the 290. And the former wife of Nelson Mandela has died. A look back at the life of Winnie Mandela and her impact on South Africa over the years.
From the station with the most local news, this is News 4 at 4.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Christy Kern. In your top 4 at 4, a Tonawanda man is now facing multiple sex crime charges this afternoon. Authorities say 31-year-old Corey Villa has been under investigation by local and state police. Villa has been charged with rape, endangering the welfare of a child, promoting the obscene sexual performance of a child, and use of minor in a sexual performance. State police say that due to the victim, no other details on the investigation will be released. But they are asking you to contact Tonawanda Police if you have any information about Villa. That number is on your screen. A student in the Holland School District has been arrested and charged with the felony count of making a terroristic threat. The threat was reported last Thursday. School officials say the threats were made on social media and were determined to be not credible. The Erie County Sheriff's Office says the school resource officer and detectives interviewed several students during their investigation. The case will be handed over to family court because the student is under the age of 18. Expect big changes if you travel on the 290 in the town of Tonawanda. A multi-million-dollar construction project started today to replace 2 bridges. The Department of Transportation is replacing 2 bridges on the 290 between the Colvin Boulevard and Delaware Avenue exits. The structures were built in 1965. They'll be replaced with new steel bridges. Crews will tackle the eastbound bridge this construction season. The on-ramp from Colvin Boulevard to 290 westbound will be closed because of it.
People can expect that traffic is going to be down to 2 lanes in each direction, where currently you have 3 lanes in each direction. So you can expect some slowdowns.
The project will be done in 2 phases. Crews plan to replace the westbound bridge next year. The DOT plans to construct a temporary bridge to accommodate traffic during construction. Turning now to your forewarned forecast. It is a beautiful day outside for Dingus Day. Take a look at that. A lot of sunshine out there. We'll take a look at those Dingus Day celebrations in Western New York in just a few minutes. But first, let's get straight to Chief 4 Meteorologist Todd Santos. Todd, really is a nice day to get outside, especially if you're enjoying Dingus Day out there.
Yeah, it's quite nice. And a lot of folks there probably didn't even realize the temperatures were in the upper 30s, not even quite 40. We did hit 40. At this point, that's where we are right now at the airport. So a little cool, below average for this time of year. That's going to be the story through much of this week. However, the best part of today, then those blue skies, pretty much cloud free. That's pretty much what we're finding here in Niagara Falls, Kim. A couple thin clouds have just started to work their way into the frame here. And we're going to start to see quite a few more of them overnight tonight. So this, unfortunately, is likely the sunniest day of the entire week. You can see over the last 6 hours that transition to at least a few thin clouds working their way in. This will continue overnight tonight. However, those of you who are watching this morning, the timing for the rain has slowed down just enough that by the time this disturbance gets to us, it'll be warming up tomorrow. It minimizes the chance for snowflakes early on, and for the most part now, it looks like the timing should hold off until just after the morning commute. So I'll show you this first piece to get you through tonight. Yeah, we become pretty much overcast. In our southernmost viewing area, we'll see the best chance for a few showers earliest, to say right around 6 a.m., but 7, 8, 9, and then you get into that tail end of the morning commute time frame where that rain rolls into Buffalo. So we'll be tracking the rest of the rain, which will become even more widespread during the day tomorrow. And then into Wednesday, we are also tracking high wind watch. We'll get to that in my next segment. But temperature-wise, here's where we are right now. Not all that bad, but an average daytime high for today will be 49 at the airport. So we're certainly coming in below average for this time of year. I figured I'd show you these temperatures into early tomorrow because the cloud cover will at least help us out a little bit. A lot of areas only dropping back to the lower 30s. I think Buffalo will end up bottoming out right around 32, and then we're at least getting above freezing by 9 a.m. I wanted to get through this time frame in the model just to give you the concept that we're not likely to see any issues with snow tomorrow, but there is one more window this week. So we'll touch on that piece in your 7-day forecast, as well as the high wind watch for Tuesday night into Wednesday coming up. Christy?
Todd, thank you. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hands anytime. Just download our Forewarn weather app. It has hourly forecasts you can customize to your neighborhood and our live Forewarn Doppler radar. It is free for your phone or your tablets. The USS Little Rock has finally left Montreal. It had been there since January. The ship's historic commissioning took place in Buffalo in December. The combat ship was supposed to head to Florida then, but cold weather and ice forced it to spend the winter in Montreal until the St. Lawrence Seaway melted enough for safe passage. A Navy spokesperson tells us the ship and its crew left the Canadian city to continue on to Mayport, Florida. They expect the USS Little Rock will arrive to its home port there this month. Commanding Officer Todd Peters says they appreciate the support and hospitality in Montreal. If you've dreamed of being a firefighter, you have 1 week to apply in Buffalo. News 4's Kelsey Anderson explains why you'll have to wait a long time to do so again if you don't this week. Kelsey?
Yeah, Christy, Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown says the application deadline has been extended to April 9th. That is 1 week from today. If you don't apply this week, you'll have to wait about 4 more years to apply again. So to apply, you must be a U.S. citizen and a full-time resident of Buffalo for at least 90 days prior to April 9th. You have to be at least 19 years old as of May 1st and have a high school diploma. And if you're on edge, you have questions, maybe you can ask a firefighter personally this week about what it's like to be a part of Buffalo Fire. You can meet a firefighter this Wednesday and Thursday from 6 until 8 p.m. at the Bell Center.
Meet firefighters, ask the questions that they have about the process so that they have a better understanding of how great a career this is and how great an opportunity this is.
The mayor says starting pay for Buffalo firefighters is $35,000 to $40,000 a year with full health benefits. They plan to hire about 200 people out of this pool of applicants. Then it takes 19 weeks to train to be a firefighter. For more information on where to apply, just go to WIVB.com, scroll down a bit, and click on Founded on 4. The cost to apply is $25. In the studio, Kelsey Anderson, News 4 at 4.
Kelsey, thank you. If you're looking to apply for a passport, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Application fees for passports are going up $10 starting today. It will now cost $35. You need to complete an application of the DS-11 form. You need proof of citizenship, a valid photo ID, and a passport photo to apply for a passport. For a full list of items you need, you can go to travel.state.gov. South Africans are mourning the death of 81-year-old Winnie Mandela, the ex-wife of former South African President Nelson Mandela. She died in the hospital today after a long illness. Deborah Patta is in Johannesburg with a look back at her life.
Winnie Mandela kept South Africa's anti-apartheid struggle alive and won a huge victory when her husband Nelson Mandela was released from prison in 1990 after 27 years.
My husband has been fighting for the liberation of the African people, for the working harmoniously of all the racial groups in this country.
When Nelson first met Winnie, she was just 20 years old. He said it was like he was struck by a thunderbolt. They were married for 38 years, together during some of South Africa's darkest days. Nelson went on to become the country's first black president, the father of the nation. She was known as the nation's mother. But she was always a controversial figure, often because of her fiery rhetoric.
We bring up the white man's children. We could have killed them any day we wanted to.
Her reputation was tarnished after a conviction for kidnapping and assault. Her bodyguards killed a 14-year-old boy. She denied any involvement. Her 6-year jail term was reduced to a fine. In 1992, Winnie's marriage to Nelson fell apart, but she was there for important moments. At his 90th birthday celebration, and again when he marked his 20-year release from prison. And finally, in 2013, when he was laid to rest. Deborah Patta, CBS News, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Next in News 4, it's Dingus Day in Western New York. Load up on the Pussy Willows and the kielbasa. The day to celebrate Polish pride is here. A look at the festivities across the city today. Plus, a big birthday. We're taking a look at the hit CBS show celebrating a major milestone and the role it played in TV history.